Welcome to the series number 3 of hair cutting here in my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and put that notification so everybody knows about me. What will I learn today? What are we learning today? We're gonna learn how to create a beautiful bob on curly hair. And of course, all the foundations and fundamentals before you cut curly hair. Today I'm gonna show you how to cut a bob on curly hair. But wait, I'm gonna simplify everything for you in a couple steps. Before you even start cutting curly hair, make sure your client comes with clean hair and on the natural state. We're gonna start with a triangle section where the highest point is gonna be above the occipital bone. Then we're gonna do some vertical sections just right behind the ears. We're gonna start cutting the triangle first. We're gonna be using vertical sections, holding each section at 45-degree angles. I know you see me grabbing a bunch of clips. Clips are gonna be your best friend, your fingers are gonna become your comb, and your shears are gonna do the job. So this first section that was cut at 45-degree angle is gonna be your guide for the whole triangle. Of course, we're gonna keep adding more sections from the back and we're gonna complete the whole haircut. Triangle is gonna be your best friend when it comes to guide yourself to create that beautiful bubble that you see on a bob. Now, make sure that you keep adding 1-inch section at a time. Make sure that they're not thicker than 1 inch. Now, let's talk about the direction of each section. So, every time you grab a 1-inch section, you won't over-direct it to the previous. You're gonna find the guide and you're gonna stay right on top of that angle and cut from there. Let's talk about my sliding technique. I know you've been seeing me using this technique right now and you might be like, why? So the reason I'm doing this technique is just because her curls are not extremely tight. There is million ways of cutting curly hair, but you have to understand the reason why each technique is performed. Normally, when I was having my clients with wavy, looser curls, they would complain about how heavy the curls were feeling or the wavy hair was feeling to them. So I decided to use this technique to avoid that heaviness on the end and that emotion that they continue seeing on the final look. They always complain, these curls weigh my hair down and I feel I lose my volume. So a sliding technique will allow you to create a soft looking finish on the ends of each section. You can see how piecey and soft is that finish. You can always stop by and clean it up, but you need to see that soft finish on the curls. Now I continue doing my sliding technique, but I'm just coming from the top. I literally encourage you to try it. You can do it. Everybody can. Just do it from the top, do it from the bottom. Make sure that you practice before you use this. It will be nothing that will make you better than the continued emotion of repeating the same thing over and over. Let's talk about how I use my fingers. Yes, using your fingers is so important because you're gonna allow those curls to separate and you can get more cleaner section. So make sure that you use your fingers as your comb and you get every single curl detangled before you cut. So the back triangle is cut. Now is the time to finish the last section. I try to separate my body from my client, and I look from different angles, and I clean up details, and I make sure that everything is fine. I love how you can see the 45-degree angle in here. Yes! Look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. Let's talk about what I'm doing now. This is basically a point cutting technique that I do just to give some softness and last touches. Another thing that you can try, I will do it again later on my videos, and we can go from there. But let's start adding the next part of the haircut. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna continue doing 1-inch section right behind the ear, and we're gonna bring it all the way back to connect to your triangle. I always love to start on the right side of the head. The reason why, it will allow me to feel how the haircut is gonna look on my easier side. I think we all have an easier side, correct? So look at now how I'm coming from the bottom with my sliding technique. Like you see, I'm doing the same thing, open and closing my shears, but now I'm using more of the middle close to the end of my shears. I want also you to pay attention on what I'm doing. If you can see, I continue taking 1-inch vertical section, but I'm over directing everything back to that shortest pieces of my 45-degree angle back. Like you see on this video, I like to balance my bob. I cut a little bit on the right, a little bit on the left until I finish with every section that it belongs to behind the ears. Now the back is cut, we're gonna start focus on the front. Cutting the front is gonna be even easier. So we're gonna go on diagonal sections forward, and like you see here, I'm weaving my section and I'm cutting just right straight across. The reason I'm doing this, I want to create a way softer looking front. I want pieces to be longer, pieces to be shorter, and they all gonna connect in one point, but in the softer looking way. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I really have so much fun cutting curly hair, creating beautiful shapes, bobs, round, and any kind of cut. I will continue to teach you more about hair cutting. Please do not forget to subscribe. This is just starting. I can't wait to share more different curl type, different techniques. Pay attention what I'm doing on the right side. I'm not weaving my section, I'm cutting everything on the same point. The reason why I want to show you this is because you can pick and choose what you want to do. We all different, we all creative, we all have the talent to work with curly hair. So I want to give you the freedom to pick what technique works best for you and what shape ended out being your favorite. So after you finish with both sides, now let's talk about balance. What we're gonna do, we're gonna start picking pieces from one side to another one, connect them together. You can pull them across your client's face, you can pull them out. You have to be really visual with curly hair. Curly hair has a lot of personality. Sometimes move in the way that you're not expecting. So just focus on make sure that both sides are even, and voila, this is it. Now I'm gonna show you how to cut the bands. This is also something that you have to be able to create your own way. And you always have to ask your client, depends on personality, how she wanna look that day, you will cut the bands. But for today bands, I have this beautiful idea for you that it would be just go across, weave the section and be creative and play. Now basically what I'm doing is just giving the cat more personality. So I'm taking weaving sections on top of the head and I'm slide cutting just across to build a little more of movement, creating shorter pieces, longer pieces internally on the haircut. I love to do that a lot with curly hair because remember, if all the curls end in one point, it's just gonna look heavy. It's not gonna have the same movement. So please be aware of that. I'm also bringing the sections right across from one side to the opposite side. The reason I do that, I will create a better blend over directing my sections. At this point, most of the haircut is done. What you do is basically moving your client's head on different directions. Look at your client's cut from different angles to see if there is one curl that has to be cut, if anything is missing or leaving behind, and it's all done, guys. You did it. Here is the final result, everybody. Woohoo! We all done over here for today. Please do not forget to comment. Please follow me on my social media for more videos. I always share my day behind the chair at the salon, and I love to educate you more on curly hair. Please, and do not forget, curly hair is not a trend, it's a lifestyle.